ain't got no damn friends when I got a boyfriend or a man. Point blank, period.
Welcome back, and we back.
Hey, I missed y'all. I'm Samille B, your older sister, your auntie, whatever you want to call me. If you are new here, this is a lifestyle channel, my life, my style. Anyway, how y'all doing? It's been about 3 weeks since last time I recorded. So I said, let me give y'all a little something different today. So today's topic, I am talking about friendships, adult friendships in particular. I wanted to wear my glasses, but this ring light is getting on my nerves, so I'm gonna have to take them off. Y'all don't mind. Okay, thank y'all so much. Okay, so I am going to get into this video. I got 3 main points, 3 points that I'll be talking about as far as friendships. So why don't we go ahead and jump right on into it. Number 1, I'm gonna start changes from childhood. So you were probably like me, who had a friend or a couple of friends from childhood, and you probably saw that y'all were just like 2 peas in a pod. Y'all did everything together. I got in trouble with my childhood friend. Like, she's my best friend to this day. But we got in so much trouble when we were younger. We really did. So it's crazy because the connection there when you're young is just like, you're young, it's fun, you like to just be around each other, and it's just, you don't even worry about the future because you're just in that moment. As we got older and started going to high school and started going to just living our lives basically, because maybe we were on 2 separate paths or 2 different paths, you kind of grow apart. It's nothing against the other person, it's just you grow apart. So my childhood best friend, it was funny because I started out being her sister's friend first, and then I ended up gravitating more towards her. So that's how we became best friends. And like I said, we're best friends to this day. We may not talk every day, but when we catch back up, it's like we never left. So I'm very grateful to have her. But those types of friendships, if you have friends that you've been friends with for years, decades, like when you start talking decades. I also have another friend that I met in 5th or 6th grade. Shout out to Chanel if she ever watches this. And shout out to Tasha, my childhood best friend. Yeah, it's crazy, but Chanel was a friend of mine that we met in like 4th, 5th grade, and I went to a private school, so it wasn't too many of this kind of people there. So we kind of gravitated to one another, and my mom used to take her and pick her up from school and take her home because her mom worked in the evenings. So we built a bond like that. And when I was little, just a little childhood memory, when we were little and in school, we would be on the phone with one another talking about homework, but we'd be talking about all kind of other stuff up there, joning on other kids in the class, which was just bad. Don't ever teach kids not to be no bullies. Anyway, but we just had so much fun on the phone, and to this day, we can text each other, and it's like, hey, how you doing? We call each other by our last names. I won't give that out, but we call or we address each other by our last names. And it's just a good thing to know that you do have a childhood friend that you can just call on and talk to. And, it's like y'all knew each other, like y'all supposed to be sisters, But my point is that it's really good to have that connection, even though it's not we got to talk to each other every day. I got to talk to you every day. No, I don't have to talk to you every day because life is life. And you have a life, I have a life. And things permit us from talking to one another each day. But as long as we know that we are here for one another and I can pick up the phone or I can text you and you gonna answer, that's all that matters to me. So those childhood friendships, cherish them as long as you can. Especially if you never had a falling out, or if you had a falling out, because a lot of us have had falling outs because over time and over decades, you've had falling outs because you've grown into different people and you're able to share opinions, you're able to share thoughts and conversations and talk. So yes, so like I said, I say all that to say cherish those childhood friendships. So now let's go ahead and move on to child free versus children friendships. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the wine glass down. But I have a lot of friends that have children, of course. I have not been blessed with the opportunity to having children yet. And I've been going through my head like, do I want them? And most of me say, 80% of me say, yes, I do want them. If you don't know, like I said, first time here, go ahead and subscribe. I'm a 35-year-old single dog parent. That's all I got for you. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I do have friends that have children. I don't really have a lot of friends that don't have children. So I have a couple of friends that are understanding of my situation. Most of my friends actually are understanding of my situation, and I understand theirs. It used to be a pet peeve for me, and that's probably just me being selfish, and I had to grow out of that. But it was a pet peeve for me with having a friend that had children when they start talking to their kids in the background, and it's a long, I'm looking out the window, I'm sorry, I'm nosy. It's a long talking to their children, screaming and hollering at them. And at that point, I just hang up because I didn't understand the dynamic of, I'm in the moment of being in a conversation with you, but I have these kids that I have to tend to as well. But I grew into understanding that, they have kids, that's their life. And if I want to be a part of that, then I have to be understanding. And my other best friend, which I met through a mutual friend, she has kids, and we've talked about this, and she's gotten a lot better, and I've grown to understand more of how that actually works when we're on the phone and she gets distracted, or she's at the store and she has to talk to me, and she's this place and has to talk to me, or in the car and have to talk to me, as opposed to me being at home and I could just talk to her. It's quiet. I get it. I get it now. At first, I just didn't. I just you know what? Call me when you got time. But having those friends with children really made me understand that, this is their life. And if I want to be a part of it, I do have to understand. But at the same time, they understand with me as being a single person, like, okay, she probably doesn't have the patience for what I got going on. But we are still friends. At the end of the day, we're still friends. So, yeah. And this kind of goes into being fair. Being fair. And when I say being fair, because I have a relationship with a young lady that has children. And we've fallen out because a lot of the times the conversation piece is about her children. And don't get me wrong, I want to know about what's going on in your life, and I want to know about your children. But sometimes I just want to talk to you and what you got going on. I want to talk about your accomplishments and what's going on with you in life, and just not the kids all the time. So, I ain't gonna front. I have seen her call and not answer because I kind of know where the conversation is going. I don't think I'm a bad person for that. And I've told her this, and that's where we kind of fell out, because it's like, well, these kids are my life, And, if you can't adjust to that, or if you don't understand that, then maybe we should talk. I do understand. But when I get to talking about stuff that's going on in my life as a single person, don't freeze up or don't say, oh, well, or change the subject to back to your kids because you need to talk about your kids. I think that there's fairness, especially for people who have children and people who don't have children who are trying to have a friendship. And I know sometimes it can be a little difficult. So for my ladies that don't have kids, I understand. But we've met some wonderful, wonderful people that have children, and we just have to adjust, and we have to let them know that they might have to adjust a little bit on our end as well if we want to keep the friendship going. So moving on to number 3. This one is a tough one. Being in a relationship, having a significant other, boo thing, a babe, whatever y'all want to call it, a husband, a plaything, be a friend with benefits, having that and trying to have a friendship. I can admit that I have pushed friends away to be with that man, because having that male companionship and just having the man love on you and all that is much different than your female friends talking to you about some bullshit you probably don't want to hear about. You'd rather just be with that man. But I am at fault, and I have definitely worked on balance. I think a lot of the times when, as adults, we try to have these friendships and we try to have these relationships, and sometimes some of us can't balance both, and you'll lose one, and it hurts and it sucks, because at the end of that relationship, pray to God that it don't end, but at the end of that relationship, you always seem to find your way back to that friendship, because you need somebody to talk to, you need somebody to vent to, you need somebody, not even need somebody, but you're gonna have somebody tell you, I told you so, type shit. So it can be a little hard if you don't know how to balance the two. So my question to you is, if you've been in a relationship, or if you are in a relationship, how do you handle your friends? Is there an equal balance? Do you give your friends the equal amount of time that you give your man? Do you give your man more time and your friends less time? Do you give your friends more time and your man less time? Like, I want to know in the comments, how do you balance that? And then also, if you're a single person, how do you balance a friendship with someone who has children? Because it can be at times a little frustrating, especially when you want to go out and they got to find a sitter and you can just get up and go. It can be a lot, but if you love that person and they really mean something to you, then you understand their dynamic, their life dynamic, and they understand yours, hopefully. Hopefully y'all have gotten to one accord where they know about what's going on with you and how you can just be able to jump up and go, and you understand with them, like, maybe I need to plan this out a little bit so that they can get their babysitter or whoever that's watching their children. So I didn't want to keep y'all long, but I wanted to come back because I have not been here in the last 3 weeks, but I wanted to come back, and we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Yes, I said it. I started to say 100,000, but I ain't, no cap, as the young kids say, no cap. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and my next video is actually going to be about social media and its influence. So tune in to that. Until we meet again, I am Samille B. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.